It's time to get things started.
On the motivational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, happy Friday. It's Friday. We do love Fridays. I don't know why. I don't know why, because Friday just continuously lets me down. And I'll explain. Because you give Friday, we work early. So you're off early. You're like, oh, my God, we're on vacation.
Yeah.
Got the whole weekend off. And then Saturday comes and you're doing all the stuff, and Sunday comes, you watch football, fall asleep a little bit, wake up, it's like 8 o'clock at night, and you're right back to the work week again. It never lasts long enough, Jeff.
I'm with you there.
Which is why Friday will always let you down. But I guess it's better than Thursday.
Well, we had a nice evening out last night.
Yes, thanks to Ed Welch, who, because there are people that have come to town for our 100th. We have a party tonight as well for the 100th anniversary. And he threw a little thing at the Fort Schuyler Club.
How about Playboy Uncle Smitty, huh? He cleans up nice.
He looked good. And many people said that to you, Davey. They were all
very impressed. I think if the ladies who were present weren't married,
yeah,
they would have been fighting over Uncle
Smitty. They'd have been
Smitty.
all over Davey, dressed up.
You
really
look
well.
sharp, buddy.
And then tonight we do the full deal, and it'll be kind of neat. 100 years.
Well, actually, we're 100 years in a week now.
That's right. That is true. I do enjoy the fact that when I first started here, I was voted most likely not to succeed, and
Yes.
somehow I did make it to this 100th. I'm so glad.
I know.
But here we are. All right, we have a lot to get to today. Willie Waffle coming up in a second. We'll speak with Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News, coming up in a second. I love her outro.
Which is?
Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News. I think I've got it down pretty good.
Now, is this the wife of the Jeremy? No, a brother, sister? No,
No relation. The other one.
He's so disgusted that I asked that question. They have the same last name.
Who's the one that also has the great out for the guy that has the great out on Fox News? Their out is like distorted a little bit to the point where it's trademark. They have a trademark outro. I can't remember his name, but maybe he'll be up at the top of the hour with Fox News. Let's see. This morning, former general manager at WIBX, he was the farm host, he was on the air, he was in programming, he was in sales, he was everything. General manager Tom Yurchek, who has a lot of great stories to tell. We'll have him in studio sitting in with us. Scott in Kirkville will have his picks for the weekend. Syracuse plays tomorrow, as a matter of fact, a Saturday game. Midday, right? Is that a noon, 4 o'clock game? Scott Carr, former newsman here at WIBX, Scott Carr, will be on this morning as well. And I'm really excited as well to say the former host of Sports Watch and now the radio play-by-play announcer for the Golden State Warriors, the legendary Tim Roy, will be on later this morning.
We will be giving him a very, very early wake-up call this morning because
the
Warriors played last night.
Okay. But he's coming on,
yes.
So that's really, really cool. Let's see. Yesterday we received news the second person has died in that fire, which is very sad. And now they're trying to figure out what caused all of it. Manasseh in the news, I believe you have the names. The names have now been released. We'll do that coming up in a few minutes. Willie Waffle also coming up in a few. There's just so much to stream. The movie theaters. I read a story yesterday that basically said that go visit your local movie theater because they aren't going to be around much longer.
Wow.
And there's just so much opportunity to watch at home, although they are right now getting away with doing like special events. Like this Taylor Swift thing they're doing at the end of the year is going to be enormous. We'll talk more about that coming up in a second, though. The Trump administration's release of its national security strategy and Secretary of War recently previewed soon-to-be-released national defense strategy. Both signal a shift in strategy in U.S. defense of the homeland, as well as how we will handle Europe. And this is a big change in really how we're handling Russia and China. A big change since the end of World War II. What do we know, Jessica? Good morning. Jessica Rosenthal from Fox News.
Hi, good morning. What we know is in this document, it's a big shift, as you note, from 8 years ago. 8 years ago, the first Trump administration prioritized China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea as top concerns. They're all mentioned on page 2. China and Russia are talked about as eroding American security and prosperity. In this new strategy, China isn't mentioned until page 19, and it's really in the context of our economies, business, and trade. Russia is mentioned as frustrating Europe on page 25, and the threat of Iran is mentioned as now greatly reduced. This new strategy heavily mentions us as being non-interventionist. It realigns our focus first and foremost on our own hemisphere, the Western Hemisphere, on migration, drug and human trafficking. These are the priorities, not just for our law enforcement or CBP, but for our military. Now, this does include keeping the hemisphere free of hostile foreign incursion or ownership of key assets. So without mentioning China, that's a reference to Chinese footholds across Latin and Central America. But there are also several mentions of fairness. You might think that relates to trade with China, and it does, but it's also, as you just said, a dig at our allies, our European allies in particular, whom we tell in this document to stand up for themselves and to start paying for more of their own defense.
I do think that's important that they pay their fair share. But I'm sorry, as an American, maybe I'm a traditionalist. I find myself feeling very uncomfortable with this approach that almost makes our European allies the bad guys. So there are plenty of traditionalists who are a little uncomfortable with this, on both sides of the aisle.
I'll read you this. I found this fascinating from the strategy. It said the Ukraine war has had the perverse effect of increasing Europe's, especially Germany's, external dependencies. Today, German chemical companies are building some of the world's largest processing plants in China using Russian gas they can't obtain at home. Yeah. The Trump administration finds itself at odds with European officials who have unrealistic expectations. Many of these governments, they claim, European governments, are trampling on basic principles of democracy to suppress opposition. So it was essentially like a call out, like, you guys are complaining, Europe, that, you need all this help and Russia, but at the same time, instead of holding Russia to account, strengthening yourselves, Germany, you're going off to China to build processing plants, and you're relying on Russian gas to do it. So there are some examples that they use to kind of question our relationship with Europe and to say, like, the post-Cold War era is over.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Well, we'll see where all of this goes. Good stuff. Jessica, as always, we appreciate your insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News. I wish she'd have closed out with it because I do like it.
She hits that X pretty hard.
You'll hear it probably top of the hour. She'll be doing something. I'm going to ask you with an update on the news. Willie Waffle coming up in a second. Stand by. Mike this morning has said Davey will be, by the way, I don't know how he finds out these things. Just amazing. Davey will be in a tuxedo tonight. Is that true? An A. Vitullo tuxedo. Apparently the word is out.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Mike is right. Mike is the greatest. He knows everything.
Okay.
So.
With Davey in that tuxedo, the question is, will Davey be valet parking cars tonight?
No.
No?
No,
okay.
he won't.
No.
He'll be one of the honored. One of those honored tonight. Pretty nice. Manaski with news straight ahead here at WIBX.
Bill, we have mostly cloudy skies and 15 degrees. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 6:36. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. As you mentioned, the two people who passed away in the fire earlier this week have been identified. They are Christine Tuscher, 76 years old, and 61-year-old Gary Weidman. Both victims were residents of the apartment complex where a devastating fire has left nearly 20 people homeless. President Trump hosted a congressional ball at the White House last night. While speaking to the crowd of attendees, Trump touted his administration's economic accomplishments. He noted the lawmakers in the audience, Republican and Democrat alike, and said regardless of their differences, they can find ways to come together as Americans. His comments came on the same day that the White House said Trump will act if Congress can't come up with a bill to fix rising health care costs. The U.S. is announcing new sanctions aimed at Venezuela as tensions rise between the two countries. The sanctions target three nephews of President Nicolas Maduro's wife, as well as 6 crude oil tankers and shipping companies linked to them. The move was announced Thursday following the U.S. seizure of what was described as a sanctioned oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. The man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk appeared in court Thursday for the first time in person. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson attended a pretrial hearing in Provo, Utah, wearing a shirt and tie after a judge allowed him to wear street clothes instead of a jail jumpsuit to avoid a potential jury bias. Prosecutors have said they plan to seek the death penalty in that case. Floodwaters rising along the rivers in northwest Washington state. Tens of thousands have been evacuated and dozens have been rescued, and water levels reach up to 15 feet along rivers from Tacoma to British Columbia. Floodwaters are not expected to crest until later today. Bill, and you just mentioned it, the final show of the Taylor Swift Eras Tour is now streaming. A full concert film and 6-part documentary of the pop star's record-breaking world tour are both available starting today on Disney+. The first 2 episodes of the documentary, Taylor Swift, The End of an Era, will make their premiere today, with 2 more episodes dropping weekly through December 26th. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 6:38. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
Lake effect snow showers will continue to wind down. Right now it's south of town where most of the snow will be, but still in spots another couple of inches here, so it could be slick here early with the lake effect snow warning expiring early this morning. 28 this afternoon. Tonight, maybe some flurries of snow showers, more scattered snow showers tomorrow, and especially on Sunday, with colder air coming in. I'm meteorologist Ray Stijic from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy and 16 at 6:39.
Mike says, I think as a frequent contributor to the program, Lance and Lee should be invited to the event tonight. And I do have to say, what's to say that Lance and Lee is not already going to be there?
Oh, that is a good one, Bill.
Right? You just don't know. He could be walking among us. And then have you...
Like an alien on the U.S.-Mexico border. Whether that be an out... go ahead.
I am relying on you as my rabbit hole expert because I know you do some digging. And
I dabble. I don't know if I dig. I dabble.
Dabble. Yeah, once you dabble, sometimes you like fall deeper into the hole. You gotta be careful because that dabble do you. The Charlie Kirk stuff.
Yeah.
And the number of people and the number of conspiracy theories that are out there claiming that somebody else, it was a foreign government, it was from within, nobody could have, that you can totally tell that it's not real, like he's still alive. You can totally tell it's not real because no one got any blood splatter on them. And the list goes on. There's so much out there that in a weird way, when you begin to read into it, it begins to like check some boxes and make some sense. And then you smack yourself in the face and say, snap out of it. But there's a lot out there.
Yeah, there is. As a matter of fact, Candace Owens. So, Bill, you reached out to me earlier this week and mentioned that
She was on Kilmeade
Charlie
and
Kirk's
Fox and Friends.
widow was on Kilmeade and Fox and Friends, and I don't know if she mentioned Candace Owens by name, but if you're familiar with what's gone on, that's clearly who she was talking to. But yeah, there's everyone from Netanyahu and the Israeli government to the CIA/FBI to President Trump to his wife and the TPUSA team to some other Egyptian planes were over.
Right. If you look at the airspace, and we did, you can see there were Egyptian airplanes over top of that Utah University at the very moment that it happened. Now, these are not conspiracy theories being spewed by the widow. These are everybody else that's out there, and in some cases, some pretty big podcasters who are throwing this stuff out there. And she was on Kilmeade complaining about all of these theories.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, primarily Candace Owens has been a driver of a lot of this. I'll also say there are conspiracies.
Who is Candace Owens? She's
Candace Owens is so they often refer to. I just want to make sure I got the way they refer to Charlie Kirk correctly. What do they say? Conservative activist. I guess she would be in the category of conservative activist.
And that is the very unique thing of this is many of these people that are out talking about these crazy theories are far right conservatives.
Yes, and she is. I think she falls into the far right conservative basket, if you will. And she's just, and I don't want to say just an influencer, but she is somebody who is obviously frequently talking about conservative issues. Prior to this Charlie Kirk thing, a lot of the, I guess, she is also, here's how a lot of people who don't know her would recognize her. She is the one responsible for and did a 4-part series on Brigitte Macron being a transgender woman, that she was actually born as a man, Jean-Michel, something like that, which is, I believe, as the story goes in reality, her brother, who is currently unaccounted for. I think he's deceased and they don't know what happened to him. But that she was actually born as Jean-Michel.
We're not sure because that doesn't work for the story, so we're just going to say he's gone somewhere.
So again, it's funny too, and I don't want to give people the wrong idea when you say, like I kind of dig with the
you're out of
conspiracy
curiosity.
theories. Yeah, I also think too to be able to dismiss something,
you got to read into it,
be familiar with, and know kind of what the ins and outs of the argument are, and. Yeah, that's another one, too. I believe that's headed to a U.S. courtroom, the whole Brigitte Macron, Candace Owens lawsuit about, defamation and all kinds of stuff like that. So
it's wild. It's out there. Be very careful. Quick break. We'll talk to Willie Waffle coming up next to WIBX.
Hi, everyone. It's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
Mattress Express's New Year's sale is on. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection of bedding from upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com or call 1-800-NEW-BED.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Hey, you want to give the gift they'll actually use this holiday? Peace of mind? Give the people in your life something that will protect them. Go to BYRNA.com today. They are the world leader in less lethal personal defense. It's compact, it's concealable, it's powerful. The newest burner compact fits in a pocket, a purse, while delivering real stopping power for up to 60 feet away. I carry one every day. I recommend every family have a burner, every person have one. Now, it fires potent kinetic and aerosol rounds that can stop any attacker in their tracks for up to 40 minutes. It's legal in all 50 states. You don't need a background check. It ships right to your door. Byrna gives both the gift giver and the recipient peace of mind, not just for the holidays, but all year round and for many years to come. Protect your loved ones. Safety is priceless. Visit byrna.com today and find the right launcher for you and your family. That's byrna.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. One of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Being prepared for winter weather starts with New Holland. From large snow removal jobs to clearing driveways, New Holland has the equipment to stay one step ahead. Overcome winter's toughest conditions faster, cleaner, and safer with the New Holland lineup of skid steer loaders, compact track loaders, compact wheel loaders, and compact utility tractors. The year-end celebration is going on now. Visit Clinton Tractor today and get equipped for winter.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit goodrx.com to save today.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Let me bring in Willie Waffle. He is our entertainment reviewer. And I almost, on one hand, I'm thinking, well, there are not as many movies to review, but he still reviews movies. However, there's so much more to review.
Yeah.
Willie's job has gotten tougher.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Good morning, Willie Waffle.
No, you're completely right. I mean, it's not just a couple movies in the theater every week. There's how many streaming services and how many things trying to get your attention. It is insane.
It is
insane.
So we were briefly talking before Willie came on about, some are saying that say goodbye to your local movie theater because they won't be around for nothing more than a few more years.
Yeah.
And just quickly, I want to mention, I've seen this, I think both times I've seen it, it was featured on Sunday Night Football. But, Willie, I want your take on this as a possible solution or a possible just way to get feet in the door, people in the door for movie theaters. Have you ever seen, it's like a section of football fans, it looks like they're sitting in the corner of the end zone watching the game from that angle, but it's a huge movie screen, and they're serving food and popcorn and beers and stuff, and it's just a live camera that projects onto the wall like a movie theater screen, and it's almost like you're sitting in the corner of the end zone at a football game.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's really
I would go
cool.
watch a game on a Sunday night or a Sunday afternoon with that perspective because it's a unique angle, and you get a bunch of Giants fans if there's any that still exist.
Is that the future of movie theaters, Willie?
Well, I think movie theaters are finding out that they have to branch out beyond movies in order to continue to survive. You've got special events. You've got a company that puts out like Broadway productions on the big screen. So if you're living in Lincoln, Nebraska, and you're never going to Broadway, you can see a show. A lot of them rent out the theaters on a Sunday morning to churches and to religious groups. I think also they're making a lot of money in these kind of return engagements or classic movies that will play for a weekend. I know they're going to be planning a big thing for the Star Wars 50th anniversary in a couple years. So I think that they've realized that just your big movies that come out from the studios every week are not enough anymore because there's so much more attention on streaming, and the deals aren't as good. And now you've got big movies that will only play in the theaters a shorter time. So with that shorter window, they don't feel that they get that opportunity to make money because they make money more in the 4th, 5th, and 6th week of a movie running than in the first couple of weeks.
And similarly, this is a way, I guess, where the streaming world and the movie theater world could overlap. Am I crazy? I think my son is
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things
is going to be enormous coming up.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. I mean, what they're doing with Stranger Things is the final episode is going to premiere on New Year's Eve at 8:00, and I think it's 8:00. It's either 7 or 8:00, and it's going to be on Netflix. Or a lot of theaters are letting you buy. And I thought this was really, really a cool idea. You're not actually buying a ticket to see Stranger Things, the finale, in the theaters. You're buying a concession voucher with a reserved seat. You're basically spending $20 or $25, and you show up. You already reserved your seat, and they hand you your voucher, and you go, spend as much of it as you can at the concession stand. You'll probably spend more, and then you go watch Stranger Things with a whole bunch of people.
I think that's a really smart idea.
Oh, it was a massive hit.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually, when they first started selling these, I took a look that day, and the AMC app was actually slow, because there was so much activity. And I looked around, and there aren't a lot of seats left. That was a big deal, and it was a win for the theaters because that's where they make their money is on the concessions. So they were fine with the deal. They thought it was great.
I think as technology goes, seeing live events in movie theaters, you're going to see more and more of that. So they're going to find ways to become relevant. By the way, somebody asking, what was your review of Jay Kelly from last week? Jay Kelly's on Netflix. I liked it too. I've heard a lot of people say it was slow.
Maybe a little bit, but I think Adam Sandler is what really makes Jay Kelly so cool.
Yeah, he's good.
I know George Clooney's the big star, and I know it's all about him. But Adam Sandler, Adam Sandler always proves that there's a lot more to him than just the water boy. And Jay Kelly was a great example of that. As he plays, the manager who just overvalues the relationship in ways he doesn't realize until the movie hits.
And would put his own life in the back seat to take care of the star and Manaski.
And just one more thought on something that could be an option, although I guess exiting the theater, I could see some verbal confrontations and hopefully not some punches being thrown. But if there's a presidential debate, I think the movie theaters could cash in, right? Yeah. You got not one side of the theater, but actually one whole studio that's for Republicans and the other side's for Democrats because you probably wouldn't want them mixing, right? When it's a debate or a national address, just to have that.
Well, remember, they're going to mix in the lobby.
That's what I mean. On the way out, I could see maybe some arguing at a minimum.
Okay, all right, people, as you exit the theater.
This is why I stopped going to sports bars for games. I just saw too many fights. I was like, you know what? I don't need to deal with
Sit
this.
at home. As they exit the theater, the Democratic theater, move to your left. The conservative theater, move to your, Okay, Ellen McKay in theaters. What do you think?
Oh God, Ella McKay! This is such a disaster of a movie. It really is. It's basically she's a 34-year-old woman who's juggling her crazy life, and she's just become governor of her state. And it's it's so overly contrived. It's so trying way too hard to be cute that it just doesn't land anywhere. It feels like this really old-fashioned, overly quirky kind of movie. She has like all of the things that are going on. Her father was kind of a scoundrel. Her aunt, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, is always her biggest supporter. She has these stupid scandals that are not even close to being scandals. Like, as you're watching the movie, you're like, why does anybody care? This is not how you develop drama. This is how you drive me out of the theater.
Right.
I'm literally at half a waffle. There's nothing very redeeming about this movie.
There's a movie on Netflix and a movie on Amazon Prime. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery is the Netflix movie. What do you think?
Yeah, this is the one you want to see this week. And the Knives Out movies, I have always really liked them. I think they're interesting. They usually have a little bit of comedy, but also a good mystery, and that's what this one has, with a lot more emphasis on the mystery and on the drama.
Okay.
It's set, and now get ready. It's set in a fictional upstate New York town, where the Monsignor, played by Josh Brolin, is one of these fire and brimstone preachers. He's preaching damnation and hellfire, and he dies during Good Friday service. And they have to call in Daniel Craig, Mr. Benoit Blanc, to solve the crime. And, I think it gets a little too overly twisty-turny because they're desperately trying to get you to, not see what the ending is going to be and not be able to predict who the killer is going to be. But I like it. I'm at 3.5 waffles. I think it's a really good movie.
And then quickly, Merv doesn't look like it's worth wasting your time on. Maybe.
No, the dog is the best actor in the entire
terrible
movie.
Yeah, I saw the preview.
Yeah.
Right.
The story is that basically this couple has broken up. Charlie Cox is Zooey Deschanel, and it's Christmas time, and their dog is depressed. And they have to try to find a way to make him happier. And if they just stuck to the dog, they would have been better off. I don't care about the relationship. I don't care about either one of them. I don't like either one of them. I don't see why either one would want to date the other one. I'm at one waffle. It just ain't working.
A couple things. Also, Will Ferrell's elf costume drew at auction $319,000. Is that true?
That is completely true. It was an auction that took place last Friday. The elf costume was actually auctioned off by one of the producers of Elf, and they could authenticate it because they were there. And it was one of the costumes that he wore in the infamous scene when he's in the elevator and he lights up all the floors. He presses all the buttons because to him it looks like a Christmas tree. And someone put out $319,000 for that. There were a couple other things that went too. There was Harrison Ford, a fedora worn by Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, went for $437,000.
Wow.
And for Star Wars fans, Boba Fett's carbine blaster from The Empire Strikes Back went for $613,000.
Holy moly. Yeah, don't say there's no money out there. A lot of money.
Yeah, and where is it? I need some of this money.
Let's share it up.
If you could throw away hundreds of thousands of dollars on a movie prop, I argue you have too much money. Maybe you need to spread that out a little bit.
Willie, I think you should put up for auction the recliner that you've watched over 6,000 movies in. I wonder what you'd get for it.
And then one more, you don't even have to talk about it. Landman gets a season 3. The season 2 premiere was so big. That show's doing really well, so expect to see another season of that coming forward, right?
Thank God, because that character is the best thing that Billy Bob Thornton has done in years. He's great.
I do. He is great. All right, Willie, great stuff. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk again next week. Thank you.
All right, talk to you next week.
Right, Willie Waffle, and our what used to be movie reviewer, and now it's movie reviewer and so much more.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more out there. And it's good when you see like a Netflix movie and not a series. It's like, I don't have to invest all this time. All right, news coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Will he be detained again? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The morning after Kilmar Abrego Garcia was set free by a federal judge's order and returned to his home in Maryland. The most infamous illegal immigrant mistakenly deported in March, then returned in June, has to check in at an immigration office in Baltimore. And anti-ICE protesters are outside already this morning as the Trump administration keeps calling Abrego Garcia a criminal gang member.
When he was brought back, a grand jury in Tennessee indicted him for human smuggling 3 years ago. When he was released from custody in Tennessee and went back to Maryland, immigration officials picked him up again. They've been trying to sort out removing him to a third country, though most of the ones proposed have said they won't accept him. He's requested that if he's sent anywhere, he be sent to Costa Rica.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Reuters reports the U.S. is preparing to possibly seize more oil tankers off the Venezuela coast like the one taken Wednesday, which Venezuela calls theft and piracy. The U.S. has put sanctions on 6 other tankers amid the military operation that's also blown up boats said to be full of narco-terrorists smuggling drugs.
The president is committed to stopping the illegal flow of drugs into our country. He's also fully committed to effectuating this administration's sanction policy.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. President Trump's trying to rein in regulations on artificial intelligence.
We have the big investment coming, but if they had to get 50 different approvals from 50 different states, you can forget it because it's not possible to
His
do.
executive order aims to set up one set of AI rules, trying to block state regulations on AI, which some lawmakers in both parties oppose. Republicans in Indiana win against the president, rejecting an attempt at congressional redistricting like Texas did to help the GOP keep control of the House in the midterm elections, leading California to counter with a plan to help Democrats. Tyler Robinson was in court in person for the first time in Utah. He's Charlie Kirk's accused assassin facing a murder charge.
I find that excluding the cameras from the courtroom would be disproportionate for this hearing.
Judge Tony Graff will, by February, rule on Robinson's lawyer's attempts to have no cameras at his trial. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down. Get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Japan was shaken up again with another earthquake, which triggered that tsunami warning in the northeast part of the Honshu Island, where there were small waves but no damage reported. This quake was a 6.9 magnitude, a bit smaller than the one Monday in Japan that also generated a small tsunami, did some damage, and left 34 people injured. There's a flooding disaster in Washington state.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson detailing the state's tremendous need for federal emergency aid.
We walked through the numerous highway closures. We walked through the flood levels. We walked through tens of thousands of Washingtonians being evacuated.
Noting there are at least 30 significant highways in the state that have closed from flooding, stressing the situation is unpredictable.
The flooding levels we're looking at are potentially historic in nature. And so we just want to emphasize how serious the situation is.
State emergency management officials say they are still expecting to see rivers about 2 feet higher than record flood levels. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed the day after the Dow surged to a new record high. Week 15 of the NFL season kicked off last night.
When a team commits a franchise record 19 penalties, a chance to win generally isn't on the table. But the Falcons were given a chance on Thursday Night Football, and Zane Gonzalez delivered as time expired.
And the kick is just inside the left upright.
That was courtesy of Prime Video as the Falcons beat the Buccaneers 29-28 in a crushing loss for Tampa Bay. The Bucs entered the matchup tied with the Panthers atop the NFC South, but the loss dropped them to 7-7, while 7-6 Carolina faces New Orleans on Sunday.
That's Fox's Joe Morgan. Lindsey Vonn, who's back skiing after injuries and a 5-year retirement, won a World Cup downhill event today in Switzerland at the age of 41. For Vonn, a 2010 Olympic gold medalist, it's her first win in almost 8 years. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 16 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. A quick note, the lake effect snow warning that we had in place for the last day or so has officially expired. New details being revealed after that devastating fire in Rome that left 2 dead. Authorities are publicly identifying the victims as 61-year-old Gary Weidman Jr. and 76-year-old Christine Tuscher. Weidman was pronounced dead at the scene of Tuesday's fire at the Countryside Apartments on Rome-Oriskany Road. Tuscher suffered severe burns and passed away at Upstate Medical Center. More than a dozen tenants were displaced. The cause of the fire is still being investigated, and the Red Cross is assisting those who have been displaced. A massive water main break in the village of Ilion has left some residents with discolored water, while others have no tap water at all. The break occurred on Wednesday morning. Mayor John Stevens declaring a state of emergency. A boil water order is also in place. A former guard at Marcy Correctional Facility has been released from custody as he tries to withdraw a guilty plea. David Walters was one of 10 officers indicted in connection with the brutal beating death of Robert Brooks at the facility last year. He accepted a plea deal that could have put him behind bars for up to 7 years, but his lawyer is claiming the judge changed his mind on a key part of the case. 2 fellow corrections officers who went to trial for murder were acquitted of those charges. Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon is sharing his thoughts on that multi-million-dollar deal reached with an elderly widow. Yesterday, the county approved paying $3 million to 91-year-old Azalea King to get her to leave her home on Caudenoy Road in the town of Clay. McMahon says it was an important thing to do to finish that up to get King to move because any more delays could have put the Micron Technology project at risk. The company is planning to build a computer chip complex at the White Pine Commerce Park. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:08. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
More scattered snow showers today, but little additional accumulation across Oneida County. South of the Thruway has been where some of the heavier bands have set up so far this morning. But as we get into the afternoon and tomorrow, that focus is going to shift north with lake effect snow warnings back in effect with heavy snowfall, especially in Lewis County, Jefferson County, and points north up into the North Country. So scattered snow showers today, upper 20s. Tonight, snow showers and more snow showers likely through the weekend with bitter cold air coming in by late weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies and 16 degrees at 7:08. All right, from the IBEW 43 local sports desk, Week 15 of the NFL season kicked off tonight. Another loss for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as their playoff hopes continue to get thinner and thinner. It was a walk-off win for the Falcons, 29-28 the win despite 19 penalties. The Chiefs will face elimination when they host the Chargers coming up on Sunday. Right now, Kansas City is 6-7. The Patriots have a chance to clinch the AFC East as they host the Buffalo Bills on Sunday as well, and the Rams hope to stay hot as they take on the Detroit Lions. The New York Giants making a signing from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers off waivers. Big Blue has added Ryan Miller to its official roster. The Giants come into Sunday's game against the Washington Commanders, having lost 7 straight games. They are 2-11, and I hate to say it, but I don't know if Giants fans are looking for a win. We want to hold on to that top spot.
What do you think?
The NFL draft. What do I think? Would I rather have the top spot or get a win?
Would you like a win this weekend?
No, I don't. I'm fine if they don't score 1 point. Or better yet, do what they always do. Take a double-digit lead into the fourth quarter and find a way to lose it. That would be great, too. Elsewhere we have here, the NFL has handed down its punishment to Houston Texans minority owner Javier Loya for violating the league's personal conduct policy. Loya has been suspended indefinitely and fined $500,000 after being charged with serious offenses in 2023. The co-founder of OTC Global Holdings was charged with 1 count of first-degree rape, 5 counts of first-degree sexual abuse, and 1 count of third-degree sexual abuse in Kentucky. Last year, he accepted a misdemeanor charge of harassment with intent to annoy and had the 7 sexual assault charges dropped. He will be eligible to apply for reinstatement no earlier than June of 2026. Syracuse basketball getting a win last night against St. Joe's, 72-63? 71-63.
Yeah, 71-63.
71-63 was the final score there. Coming up today, is it today or tomorrow they play Hofstra?
No, tomorrow they play Hofstra. Hofstra's pretty good. They're 7-4. Syracuse can't take this team lightly. I thought St. Joe's is pretty good. St. Joe's gave them Syracuse a game in the first half.
The Utica Comets look to extend their 4-game point streak. They've also won 3 of their last 4. They're home for 2 this weekend. Tonight they'll take on Hartford. Tomorrow the opponent is Springfield. The puck drops at 7 o'clock each night at the Adirondack Bank Center. And one note in the NBA, the Knicks hope to get to the NBA Cup Finals. They'll take on the Orlando Magic this weekend. The winner there would go to Vegas to play in the Cup Finals. The Knicks have won 8 of their last 9 games. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, News Time 7:11.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Christmas holiday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Christmas holiday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. One of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
The 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart is back, and it's about to make you the coolest gift giver this holiday season. For only $75, you get 15 rounds of golf at some of the area's top courses. 15 rounds, $75. Playing favorite courses like Delton Knolls Golf Center, Little Falls Municipal Golf Course, and Golf Club of Newport, plus plenty more. But heads up, when they're gone, they're gone. So get your 2026 Seize the Deal golf card now at seizethedeal.com or log into this station's website.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, I'm going to read a little something here for you, Manaski. And it's not good. Not good at all. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yep.
This is from Richard this morning, who says, see if I can bring him up here. Richard, of course, for those who don't know, Richard serves as our, what would we say, novice? I don't want to say novice. He might be offended by that. Our resident meteorologist.
What is it that? Go ahead.
He's saying, I see a huge lake effect hitting us around between 10 and 1 today. It looks intense.
Oh, no. So, okay. Richard might be correct. Okay.
Okay.
What I'm saying is officially, unless they've changed it, and to my knowledge they hadn't, our lake effect snow warning was through Friday morning at 7. So what I said was the lake effect snow warning has officially expired.
No. This is not anything to do with you or what you have said. This came earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said you had bad news for me and that Richard...
Well, no, the bad news is we're getting more snow, according to Richard. I mean, that would be the worst of the news. So,
yeah.
Davian, for some reason, this camera over here is going to be frozen. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's cold. It's frozen. Probably not. So there's nothing really I can do with that without resetting the entire thing, and I don't want to do that right now. So that means that our guest here, Paul Pickett. Paul, good morning, and thank you so much for coming in.
Good morning.
Okay, you got to be really, really tight on this.
Oh, really?
Thing.
You're very soft-spoken.
Really close and personal.
Just the way I always try to describe it is the way the French kiss. Get right up there.
Please don't kiss the
be
microphone.
a Frenchman.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Everything right up to that point. You got to be tight on these microphones. You were in court yesterday versus the head of the Oneida County Republican Party. For those who are not familiar with all of this, there is a bit of a battle in the Republican Party in Oneida County. Ken Rozier is now the head of the Republican Party. And I'm catching you up to speed here. Is now the head of the Republican Party. And if I could put this all in layman's terms, that is so cool.
Should mention as of a year ago.
As of a year ago. If I could put it all in layman's terms, just in a nutshell, I guess would be a better way to describe it. He hates everyone that is in the establishment, anyone connected to County Executive Anthony Piceni. He is against. He's against, I think, based on the decisions he's made in the party, democracy, it seems, at least within the committee, and Robert's Rule of Order. You went to court yesterday challenging him, and here's what I'm hearing, that you came out with your tail between your legs. The judge it was not a good day for you.
Is a little more interesting than that.
Okay, all right.
But not entirely inaccurate.
Did you do this without an attorney? Did you do this? Okay.
I filed this myself.
I wish I knew that.
I know your radio listeners aren't going to be able to see this, but this is what I served Ken Rozier.
It's a very large,
over an inch
binder,
stack of
over an inch.
Yeah, it might be about 3 inches.
Yeah,
in parts.
Whatever. Anyway, the binder is an inch and a half, so but it looks big, and it is.
It does.
I tried not to be excessive. I have no idea where that line is, so here's what we have.
You were removed. You were removed by police from a meeting because you asked a question.
There has been questions to be able to clarify how that removal took place, so I could touch on that. But I claimed my rights under Robert's Rules of Order to appeal the decision of the chair, which is if someone seconds, 2 members are enough to take from Robert's Rules of Order, which he's removed now. But to take the decision of the chair and put it to the body, which is the higher authority which is present, typically only at meetings, so it's rough to access the authority otherwise. But I challenged his interpretation of the bylaws to use the invalid proxies. And then he just asked me to stop talking or leave, and I'm like, no, that's not your option. You can't do that.
According to the bylaws.
According to the bylaws. Yeah. According to Robert's Rules specifically.
And that's when you were removed.
The police said that I wasn't doing anything criminal, so they couldn't remove me.
Oh, okay.
And I was beseeching him, like, if you want me removed, the body can do that. You can't. And then he effected a 5-minute recess and went out, and then shortly thereafter, the building owner came in. I didn't know who the building owner was, starts yelling in my face and saying, like, you need to do, I mean, given what he thought he was walking into, this was not unreasonable.
Yes,
I don't bear him no ill will, but he said, like, calm down or like you're out of here. I'm like, the body can tell me to leave.
Your assessment of that, I think, is fair.
Yeah, but then he said, like, you need to leave. And I'm like, who are you? He said, the owner. I'm like, oh, the owner. And I turned around, grabbed my stuff, and calmly walked out with one police officer beside me.
So the description that you were really escorted by police is really not necessarily true.
Technically, one officer escorted by walking beside me out of the building.
Okay, fair. All right. What did the judge say to you? And I'm basically saying it was not a good day for you. Explain.
Yeah. The judge said she made a point in her official judgment.
Who was the judge, by the way?
Oh, Judge Bernadette Clark.
It was Bernadette.
She made a point of saying that this was not a frivolous lawsuit. She did say that based on the case law from division appellate level, one level higher, but down in New York City, she was bound by. I thought she was not. She is. And that was a little bit of a complicated case that I think that the interpretation actually of the appellate level was probably incorrect, but at least in this case doesn't have to apply. And so am I looking at it?
It did apply. For her, though.
Yeah, for her it did. She was she wasn't going to split hairs with it.
I'm told that she told you that you should appeal this.
She did.
Yeah.
She did, which is apparently not typical for a judge to rule against you and then ask to suggest that you appeal. I think her wording was, "I hope you do."
Very interesting.
So
I will tell you that the chances of success in appeal is maybe about 10 to 15% in New York State. However, if she said you should appeal, then are you going to?
I have two key conversations to have, and I want to look over election law and the context around what was used against me. And if it confirms what I think I currently know, then I really should.
So I feel like this falls into the, Bill, as you would say, into the weeds for the average listener.
I agree.
Explain what it is that you were hoping to accomplish in court yesterday. Removal of Ken Rozier as the chairman?
No.
Or a reinstatement of you to the committee?
I'm still on the committee.
I think you were looking to have the bylaws reinstated and
First and
Robert's
foremost,
rule of law.
Yeah, which the bylaws
rule of order.
Yeah. The bylaws are the constitution of our organization, and they had 74 changes to them at that September 25th meeting. And one of them being the removal of how we run our meetings with no replacement. They've since made a 3-page replacement for this 700-page book, this Reader's Digest version.
Would you look at this though? I mean, what power does Ken Rozier really have? Very little.
Persuasion. If the body will vote, if he didn't have a voting bloc behind him, he couldn't have done this.
But in terms of he is not the head of the party. He really can't. I mean, really, Tony Picenti or Joe Griffo would be considered the head of the party. Those are the people who can make some difference ultimately for the community. But I guess when it comes to picking candidates, endorsing candidates, that sort of thing, otherwise, what really power does he have? Beyond running the meetings, beyond changing the rules for the meetings, and why not just wait? I'm not trying to dissuade you by any means, but why not just wait for when the election comes back up and make sure that you have enough people there to vote him out?
One thing, I don't have the skill set. I don't have the experience. I mean, I'm going to work on gaining it. But 384 elected members is kind of beyond the grasp of someone who's lived here for 5 years, came in 1 year ago as an honest member who spent 5 years in student government, and that's why I know and value Robert's rules, and goes, this is wrong.
This is wrong. And you're not alone, by the way. There are many who are in agreement with you. All right, so you basically were stopped by Bernadette Clark.
May I clarify that?
Surely, please.
She said she did not feel that she had the option to look at the fundamental laws and interpret them and say, hey, this is whether you do or don't fall under the statute of limitations. It's already been decided by an appellate level. I challenged the wording of how that was.
I understand.
But she was like, she wasn't buying it. She wasn't looking to pick a fight and take a razor blade or a table knife and separate those two things. And so she was like, I'm not going there. I'm like, okay, I see that. Fair enough. We had an amiable conversation.
All right, and you're now in a decision mode where you're going to determine whether or not you will move forward and take this on appeal.
Yeah, I still have to familiarize myself with what the costs will be and everything, but I don't see myself not doing. I'd say 80-90% chance that
you're going to
appeal.
Any other questions? On this?
Are there's got to be some attorneys on the Republican committee who agree with you, and have any of them come forward and said, hey, if you need some legal tips or if you need somebody to file this, or I'd be happy to argue this. Is anyone trying to help you with this?
I haven't had an offer of representation. I've had some offers of advice. There's one key person that somebody came up and was like, you should talk with so-and-so. They know a ton about this. So that's one of my key conversations.
Have you thought, and actually Michael is because going to the appellate court, you really need an attorney with appellate court experience. It's a different court. You're going up against a panel of judges. If you decide to appeal, you're going to need a lawyer. Have you thought about a GoFundMe page?
I have not.
Okay. Number 2, there's a thing, what is it called? Legalese. Hold on, I'll bring it up.
Legalese?
Is that what it is called? The service online?
Oh, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, LZ Legal Services.
LZ Legal Services.
Yeah, but it's legal whatever. Anyway, this is set up online where you can go online. I'll give you the website address, and you will hire an attorney. But it's very, very, very affordable. And maybe that's where you get the little GoFundMe. But that might be an option to direct you, and you find somebody with appellate experience in New York State. Probably not a bad idea.
All right, fair enough. Thank you.
All right, how old are you, by the way?
37.
37 years old. Well, it really bothers me because you look like you're 22, and you're aging well, and I'm not, so I'm jealous.
He's going to be in the next Levi commercial for Good Jeans.
Good jeans.
Good jeans.
Good jeans. Anything else you want to add here?
Well, I was wanting to look.
I know you had some notes.
Rozier doubled down. He did not make any claims in his paperwork other than just like, we did everything right. He doesn't answer any of my merits. He completely relied on the statute of limitations and a claim that I did not have any special harm done to me. I might get the wording wrong, but that's required to have standing. And I was removed from a meeting, among some other things. But that's kind of...
And the complaint of many is that with the changes in the bylaws, it gives him and the executive committee, which he has appointed, all complete control, all the power. So no one really can. There is no democracy within.
I did actually have that as one of my points.
Okay.
So we talked before about. I could open to it, but most of your listeners can't see.
Tight on the mic.
I opened to it instantly. This right here.
Well, that's divine. Right there.
I also have some practice.
Okay.
But point of order is stop. There's a rule being broken. You can fix it, Chair. Appeal is no, address that. If he had only removed those two things from Robert's rules, he would have effectively destroyed the options of whether minority or majority, anyone in the meetings to access the rights of the body by bylaws, election law, any of it. Lawsuits would be all that's available.
Just that simple move.
Just that removal is actually
done.
the entire chapter here on enforcement of the rules.
Okay, let's see where all of this goes. Paul Pickett, thank you.
Okay.
Where do you come from, Bud, before here?
Originally Missouri.
Missouri.
My wife is from here.
And you guys came here and you wanted to be a part. You believe in the values of the Republican Party, and you wanted to be a part of this process.
I voted for Rozier. I was recruited in by the
Constitutional Caucus, which is kind of separated from him now. So.
I don't know if there's time or if you're interested, but I had a couple of plugs as to what I'm planning to do, whether or not how this goes.
All right, I'll give you a minute and a half, but tight on the mic.
Okay. All right, so there's potentially an entire political action committee being started by Jacob Morgan that I'm slated to be the parliamentarian of.
Okay.
That's not going to start as a PAC, but
Jacob Morgan, who's also had a falling out
yes,
with
he was
Mr.
being
Rozier.
attacked by both of them. He still got a 45%. He got attacked by both factions during this election. He got 45% of the vote. There were Republicans who endorsed the Democrat 84-year-old woman, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of some of the infighting we've had.
I know.
But and I'm flirting with some other ideas also more informally, mock debate group and or something I'm considering calling Marble Club, which is just trying to give people a chance to come together and be like, hey, I have these interests in being involved, but these things, whether it be childcare all the time, maybe you could have, you get some like-minded people together and be like, you guys, your kids could go hang out at the library and you could talk and do stuff.
Yeah.
So possibly gathering people that don't have a home and maybe they go to the one group or the other. I'm kind of split between the two right now, Old Faction and Jacob. And I'd like to be able to play a neutral party that just helps people be able to get involved, as well as making some training videos on how to become petition and all that jazz.
All right. Well, my guess is you're learning an awful lot right now.
Yeah.
Davey, do you want me to take this?
Yeah, it's Doug, the chairman of the Town of Lee Republican Party.
Okay. Hey, Doug, good morning.
Good morning. Listening to the conversation here, I just want to interject that, this is all over principle and how the chairman conducted the meeting on the 25th and the subsequent meeting on October. He didn't follow Robert's rules. He didn't follow the bylaws. But the bottom line is, would it have changed the outcome of what he was trying to do? Probably not. But he owes a certain level of respect to the committee, he had elected officials, county legislators, calling points of order, and he was not following the rules.
Yeah.
And the meeting was illegal. You know, I sat next to an attorney on the committee at the head table, and she agreed. And she got up and wanted to second a motion to adjourn the meeting because it wasn't done properly.
Do you think this is better served? This will be better served at the Republican committee, the state chair of the Republican committee?
I lost you on that one. I'm sorry.
Do you feel that you could accomplish more by challenging what is happening here by going to the state committee?
To the state committee.
Not necessarily, because the state committee has their own bylaws.
Fair enough, and I'm almost out of time, and I apologize greatly, but we'll get you in at some point. Work with Davey on that. But do you think he should, Paul Pickett, should move forward and appeal this?
I think that ultimately that's his decision to do that. But listening to the judge and her comments that she made in court yesterday, I believe it might be warranted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost as if she was saying, I'm sorry, based on the letter of the law, I cannot go forward. However, I expect it would be beneficial for you to appeal. It's almost as if exactly what she said.
Yeah, not the letter of the law, but
thought it was kind of, watching the end of it, I thought it was kind of unique for Rozier's attorney, Mark Wahlberg, to come over and compliment Paul on how well he did on the case.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Mark is not a bad guy. Just associated with some bad things every once in a while. In my opinion, just simply my opinion, which is has no value whatsoever. Many people will tell you that. Okay, we appreciate the call in. Thank you. And we'll talk to you again soon. And Paul, got to move on. Thank you. You'll let us know what you do going forward.
Yeah, keep us updated.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks so much. Quick break. And coming up, we'll do Hobica's free money question of the day. And Davey, this morning, each day we debate back and forth. What are we going to give somebody a chance at here today? And it's from the Hobica Law Firm. He gives you the full clearance to pick the amount of money that you're willing to put on the line. And today it is
$350.
$350. I thought you'd go higher today. But
no.
All right, $350 on the line. We'll do Hobica's contest coming up after news, and then we'll speak with former everything here at WIBX. He did everything. Tom Yurchek is coming in, and Scott, Paul, thank you. I appreciate it. Quick break at WIBX.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Bootcamp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Bootcamp.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. One of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Christmas holiday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Christmas holiday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 18 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:35. This news update is brought to you by the Stanley Center for the Arts. New details being released about that fatal fire in Rome earlier this week. The victims have been identified as 61-year-old Gary Weidman Jr. and 76-year-old Christine Tuscher. Weidman was pronounced dead at the scene of Tuesday's blaze at the Countryside Apartments on Rome Oriskany Road. Tuscher suffered severe burns and passed away later in the week at Upstate Medical Center. The White House says President Trump is ready to step in if Congress cannot agree on a plan to stop rising health care costs. Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said action may be needed after the Senate rejected competing proposals on Affordable Care Act subsidies, which are set to expire at year's end. Without them, millions could see major cost hikes. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Republicans are pushing their own plan that drops ACA subsidy extensions in favor of expanding health savings accounts. Kilmar Abregu Garcia is back home in Maryland after a federal judge ordered his release from an immigration detention center. He's been at the center of President Trump's immigration crackdown, fighting deportation for months and even being sent to El Salvador before being brought back to the U.S. homeland. Homeland Security says he's an undocumented immigrant and gang member, but the judge ruled he's being held or had been held without lawful authority. The U.S. is tightening pressure on Venezuela, rolling out new sanctions as tensions rise between the two countries. The latest measures target 3 relatives of President Nicolas Maduro's wife, along with 6 oil tankers and shipping companies tied to them. The announcement comes just after the U.S. seized a sanctioned oil tanker off Venezuela's coast. And more Arctic air is set to send the Midwest into a deep freeze this weekend, bringing sub-zero temperatures to some areas. Today, the freeze will start in the northern plains before heading into the central plains, Midwest, and Great Lakes by this weekend. Here at home, in the mid-teens right now, and a chilly weekend ahead, mostly cloudy skies and 18 degrees. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
More scattered snow showers today, but little additional accumulation across Oneida County. South of the Thruway has been where some of the heavier bands have set up so far this morning. But as we get into the afternoon and tomorrow, that focus is going to shift north with lake effect snow warnings back in effect with heavy snowfall, especially in Lewis County, Jefferson County, and points north up into the North Country. So scattered snow showers today, upper 20s. Tonight, snow showers and more snow showers likely through the weekend with bitter cold air coming in by late weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Our lake effect snow warning has officially expired, but as Richard and Ray pointed out, doesn't mean we won't see more lake effect snow today.
Richard's saying between 10 and, what did he say, between 10 and 1, expect some heavy
I thought you were going to say 10
effect.
inches and 15 inches or something.
Well, you know how quickly that can pile up. All right, coming up next, we're going to speak with Tom Yurchek on WIBX's 100th. This is going to be very interesting, I promise you. And Davey, we're looking at $350 on the line for Albica's free money question, and you are looking for caller numero what?
8.
8th caller right now, 315-736-0186. Your chance at $350 from Albica and WIBX.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
You know, honey, the first time you said, never let a Windows salesperson into your home, I thought you were nuts, but you were right.
Like there was really any doubt.
Seriously, so many people have told us how nice it is to shop in our beautiful showroom where there's never any high pressure.
Yep, and it's even nicer when we can help people save.
Like right now, buy 2 New York Sash windows and get 1 free.
We get slow during the winter and we need to stay busy, so you get the best deal we make all year. Buy 2 windows, get 1 free.
Buy 4, get 2 free.
Buy 6 windows, get 3 free. There's no end to the savings.
And there's no need to invite a pushy salesperson into your home. Instead, stop by the New York Sash Idea and Design Center, where you can browse at your convenience.
We're open Monday through Saturday on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
These savings are only available for a limited time, so come in today. And as always,
let our family take care of your family.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Shop local this Christmas season and stop by Big Apple Music. They have everything for every musician on your list. Electric guitar and amp packages, a 5-piece Mapex drum set, full-size acoustic guitars, Yamaha digital keyboards, and so much more. The best brands, guaranteed lowest prices on musical instruments and accessories. Big Apple Music. Shop local, shop smart. Pick out the instrument on your list and lay away it now. Big Apple Music, Commercial Drive in New Hartford, and BigAppleMusic.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, the free money question is coming to you, of course, from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, at 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. And on the line right now is Alan in Rome. Hello, Alan. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing? Are you a football fan?
Yeah.
All right, good. Who's your favorite team? Do you have a favorite? You probably have a favorite team.
Buffalo Bills.
Bills. What do you think? I'm feeling that. I mean, I without Josh Allen, we would be in huge trouble. But what a game!
You know
what a game last week, right?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping for a repeat this week.
Oh well, I would like you know what? I need less stress. Blowout. Let's just blow out the Patriots at their home stadium. I just want to do it. We'll see.
21-0 end of the first quarter will be a good start.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, here's your football question. You have 7 seconds to answer the question. Get your answer in. If you have to guess. But here it is. I think you can pull this off for $350. Here's the question. The Broncos are looking at a promising year so far. In Bronco history, only one quarterback drafted by the Broncos has ever led them to a win in the playoffs. Which one? Ready, go.
John Elway.
That is the answer. That John Elway was not drafted by the Broncos. That becomes the problem there.
Is it Tim Tebow?
It is Tim Tebow, Jeff.
I will never forget that game because it was a massive upset.
Yeah, Tim Tebow of all quarterbacks.
I know.
I mean, you had to know the obvious would be John
Elway.
Yeah,
it was just the first thing that popped in my head, you know.
Yeah. Well, listen, nobody loses. We'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. Go to the Comets games at Taylor and the Cook, Babes, Aquavino, the Netflix, the Nexus Center.
Nexus.
But it will not give you anything on Netflix. So stand by. Davey's going to hook you up.
All right, thanks.
All right, Alan, go Bills.
Go Bills.
All right. Big 1 o'clock game on Sunday. In studio right now, and we do have him on camera, is Tom Yurchek. Tom is Tom, could you go through I have you listed here as the former farm host at WIBX, the former general manager, but there's more. You've done so much more. You've done it all.
Yes, really.
Well, I arrived in May of 1977, and I was hired by Fred Bowen, the original owners of the Bowen family, to do the morning farm show on WIBX. I was doing a farm show in Ripon, Wisconsin, which was in the middle part of the state. The entire state, by the way, there's only one sport in Wisconsin, Packers. That's it.
Oh,
no Big Ten, no nothing. It's the Packers.
It's the Packers.
So I still bleed green.
Yeah.
My wife is wearing all the Packers stuff. But I answered an ad in what was then Broadcast Magazine, which came out weekly, and Fred Bowen had put am I okay?
We're going to turn it just a little bit for you, yeah. And yeah, again,
it's been a long time.
It has, but these are unique.
Between the mics here, I'm not as professional as
these
you
are unique microphones. I have to tell you, and because we have so many mics, I'll just quickly. The reason it's very extremely unidirectional to not pick up all the other mics. But I digress. Go ahead.
Okay. So I answer the ad. I fly out on Easter weekend of 1977.
Yeah.
Interviewed with Bill Heydrich and Fred Bowen, and agreed that I would come. And so I started in May of 1977, doing the show, and from there progressed on into sales. And Bill, you will know as well as I do, I found it real early in my career that if I wanted the life I wanted for my family, it's not on air.
It's not on air.
It is
you're right.
in sales and management, ownership, which I eventually got into. So along the way, I had ownership opportunities, and when we sold, at that time, Black River Broadcasting owned us, and I've been in service with them, and I had equity. We sold to Forever Broadcasting, and then I was moved up through Forever Broadcasting to Watertown with equity in 4 stations there.
Wow.
And my history there is I put on the first Froggy in northern New York, Froggy 97, which is still a monster station.
And of course, down here, it's become enormous.
Yeah, Light 98.7 is my baby. That was the last station that I put on in November of 1989.
Wow.
And yes. So
and ultimately became a general manager here.
General manager, ownership. And from that point on, I had ownership in all the stations that I originally had been associated with, and then I was transferred down to State College to turn around that organization, and I had 4 stations there.
Wow.
Put 2 new ones on, and I learned out real quick, this is just a side note.
Yeah.
I found out real quick in 1999 when I went down to Penn State and State College, football is big business.
Football is big business,
So I am glad finally that the student quote athletes are being
getting paid. Yeah.
They should have been a long time ago.
Yeah,
they were taking.
I think we're still having growing pains with all of this, but it is enormous. And you went on to teach as well.
Yes, Kirby Confer, who was one of my partners, along with Donald Alton forever, often said to me, "Tom, isn't it great that you're being paid for your passion?"
Yeah.
And that was very true.
Yeah.
It was never a job.
Not and when it becomes a job, I think we talked about this last night. That's when you realize
that's when I left.
Time to move on.
It completely changed. I ended up being a development officer and raised money for Penn State University. I was housed in the outreach division, which included World Campus, on-air learning, agriculture, and WPSU radio and TV.
Wow. I want to bring you to one of my favorite moments in Utica, Rome, Mohawk Valley, upstate New York radio. And that was the signing on of New York Z.
Yes.
That was enormous. There have got to be people listening right now that are like, oh, my God, New York Z. What a blast from the past. But Bob Dearborn initially came in. That morning show was...
Worked with him on that. We did a lot.
It was incredible how we went from... And that was beautiful music prior.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
WIBQ.
WIBQ.
Beautiful music for you
Yeah.
and Bill Keeler to sleep by.
That's exactly right. And it did a good job.
Yes, it did.
But then you signed on that station.
Yes.
And that was, I'm assuming those were crazy times.
Yeah, we did it. That would have been September of '84 because my little boy, Michael, who is now 42, was just a little kid at the time. And it took off.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, matter of fact, I'll give a plug to Utica Coffee. I stopped in this morning.
Yeah.
I told her who I was, and we were talking about the New York Z Rock 107 days because she was on the air against the New York Z Rock 7 battles. And we finally beat Rock 107. But I'll tell you, Bill, I was telling a lot of people, when you have that contemporary hit radio station, it's like a beautiful woman and that fast car.
Yeah.
They want everything. They want it now. They want it fast. And as soon as you blink an eye, they'll leave you.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so then we came back, which was my idea, to put on a light station.
So it went from the New York, and a lot of people would say that top 40 is great. You get great ratings, great 12 and up ratings, great female numbers. But it's not. Back then, it was not the easiest radio station to sell.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, the easiest at the time I remember was KGW.
KG 104.
KG 104, which George Carpenter was at the time. Now he and I
Yeah.
worked together at IBX and Line 98.7. And the big thing is you don't have to have ratings to make money.
Right.
And WIBX was a huge ratings leader at the time, but we made money.
Yeah.
And Line 98.7, once we got that going, they were both ratings leader eventually. But
huge.
they
made money.
Money.
Because it was on in every workplace.
Every workplace had a Light 98.7. And it's a great job branding yourself as that go-to station where you're not going to hear something that's inappropriate in the workplace. It's a...
Well, we had a problem, and I will say both with Bob Dearborn, who I worked with, and then Maritime Broadcasting after that, who was a big ad agency in New York. Ad agencies and broadcasters are piss poor business.
Yeah.
They ran the stations right into the ground.
Yeah.
And we were able to revive it with Line 88.7
Yeah.
and everything else, and the rest is...
WIBX has turned 100 years old, and... It's really an amazing feat, and the fact that we are still going strong.
Yep, you are, and thanks to you.
And
my boys listen now to AM radio. They listen to you every morning
well, that's
for a little
awesome.
bit.
Well, we appreciate that greatly, and we've had a great team here. But working in an adverse situation in the business, it's completely changed, and we're all trying to figure out where this ends up. But IBX, some of your favorite stories of IBX, and in front of you, you have just the coolest antique. Look at that.
What is it? I don't even know
what
it is.
It is a promotional piece that I was given by someone, I think Bill Heydrich, that it's an actual radio inside.
Yeah.
Radio
No
receiver tuned to WIBX.
That's so cool.
Plastic. So this must be would you say, from my history, since I'm a little bit older, I would say this is probably a late 40s, early 50s promotional piece.
Yeah,
wow.
It's beautiful. It's like an old
actual
RCA,
radio.
Yeah.
It's like an old RCA microphone. That's
and then
just
as Randy
the coolest.
Gorman asked the other day, here's my Silver Cow Award.
Okay, that's awesome.
What was the Silver Cow Award for?
Outstanding broadcasting in the farm community.
Yeah.
I replaced a legend, Ed Slazarczyk. Matter of fact, when I first got here, no one would talk to me.
Yeah.
It took about a year, but I had the one thing going for me Ed didn't. I was 23 and he was 40. He was 64.
Yeah.
You try to keep up with a 23-year-old when you're 64.
Who was hungry.
Yeah, who was
Very
hungry and, you know.
What are your favorite, do you have favorite moments at IBX?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, I would say, favorite moment. Going out into the community, really, and I brought this to all the stations, you got to get back.
Yeah.
So every community, every station, community, and I taught my kids that. You got to get back. You got to do this, and you got to make a difference. So when we were here, and I will say the two things probably, we could go on, and I don't want to bore everybody, two things that really, or three things, was the switch to Line 98.7. I mean, people I go today, that's a great station. Well, that's my baby. That's my gift to Utica Rome. The second was when Utica needed the Christmas on Main Street, and we were between ownership. So I forget the gentleman who I had hired, David. I forget his last name, but he had worked for Munson Williams Proctor. He worked for me for a little while, and then he went there, and he was the first chairman of the Christmas on Main Street. He says, Tom, we got to do this Christmas.
Yeah.
He says, we only need $1,000. This is like in July. I said,
Right.
we'll do it.
Yeah.
So they got the money, and they got it on time, which really kicked off the Christmas on Main Street. But in return, Light 98.7 and IBX would have exclusive rights, and we broadcast from there to both.
Nice.
Took the talk shows there. Randy J did the morning shows on Light 98.7. Michael, who is now 42, was 12 at the time. He was helping me string up all the banners and this and that for Christmas. So that was very important.
Big event, yeah.
That was a big event.
Obviously, Boilermaker, Heart Run and Walk, which started from here.
Yeah, the Heart Run and Walk, when I first got there, Ralph Allinger had passed away about 3 years ago. And that has really taken off. And we did a lot of work with the Heart Radiothon. And the Boilermaker, we were the first really, even though WTLB and El Bonaparte. There's one thing, too. Another reason I came to Utica. WIBX still has a hell of a monster signal in central New York.
Yeah.
It is a flamethrower.
Yeah.
And that was a difference I came to. I went from nowhere, Wisconsin, nothing wrong,
Yeah.
to a top 100 market with, 11 counties.
Right.
And that made a big difference.
It is, and the signal remains strong, even though. So we now have an FM, and of course today with the streaming, you can listen anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But we basically the way this direction works, as you know very well, to Canastota, out almost to beyond Schenectady.
Yep.
But we go way north with a monster signal.
Yes, we do.
Way up almost to the Canadian border. It's a monster up there.
Yeah. And, those are the things. Plus, we did a lot of, I remember each Christmas, I would have John Swan and the crew. We would, Christmas week, turn around and canvas. And John brought his violin one day. We played music in Sangertown Square for donations.
Yeah, wow.
And I want to give a shout out to Jeff Hargis. Do you know Jeff? Who used to own New Hartford Plumbing and Supply.
Yeah.
Well, he and I got to know him, Vietnam vet, this and that. But he gave back to the community. Every time we would do an event for food, or he would do it, would triple what was donated. Wow. And he has now gone on to do it. And I think his son had one time he played baseball for the Mets. But it's those type of guys and the local business, which has dramatically changed, even coming back. All the local businesses that supported us are gone.
Yeah, that's
Watertown, same way now, State College.
But it has not gone away
except
here.
for the coffee company. I'll give them a plug.
We're speaking with Tom Yurchek, formerly here.
That stuff is good, isn't it?
WIBX.
It sure is, and I bought a ton of it to take back.
Nice.
Along with I want to give a shout out to Matt's. Okay.
Yes, FX Matt.
FX Matt, FX the father used to listen to me every morning. So he had a tractor that I call him the gentleman farmer.
Yeah.
So we would talk. Well, lo and behold, I'm so glad they're doing so well.
They are really doing well.
I saw Fred Matt back in September, and I said, "How's it going?" He said, "Tom, it's never been better."
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll tell you, that Matt's light. I'm loading up. I took
That's a
like
great
12
beer.
cases back.
Yeah.
I got to make another run tonight for my boys, and it's an extremely popular, good beer.
It is a good beer, and they, I remember in the 80s and 90s when you were wondering if they were going to make it.
That's right. I remember those days.
And Saranac just revived it, and now it is one of the biggest producers in the country, not just of their own beers, but so many others that produce them right here, and they're able to handle that. It's incredible.
So, there's so many. Larry Gilroy, who I did a lot with, a community leader, Fred Matt, Sister Rose Vincent from St. Elizabeth's. We were on that committee to get the hospitals together.
Yeah.
That's another thing I was very proud of. We were very active in the community, which allowed the First Steps to turn around and get heart surgery here. We brought in Lou Holt as one of the guest speakers, Larry King, to raise money for those events.
And now we have one big hospital that is that's been an interesting controversy over the years to get there. But we have a lot more to talk about with Tom Yurchek. Also next hour, Scott Carr, who was a news director here at IBX. Tim Roy, former host of Sports Watch, went on and currently is still with Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, he was my first news guy. First sports guy.
Yeah.
So he and I worked several years together before he made the jump.
I was a kid sitting in the bleachers calling the Blue Sox games, probably 19 years old, and there was Tim Roy next to me, and I'm like, God, that guy is good.
He is.
And he is good. All right, stand by. We have much more to get to. You have any questions, 315-736, or comments, 315-736-0186. We have news straight ahead here right now with WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He's no longer in ICE custody. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Keeler Abreu Garcia.
That was just a few minutes ago in Baltimore, the morning after Keeler Abreu Garcia was released and went home, saying through an interpreter,
I stand before you as a free man, and I want you to remember me this way, with my head held up high.
Back in March, he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador, then returned to the U.S. in June. The Trump administration insists Keeler Abreu Garcia is here illegally and a criminal gang member charged with human trafficking.
DHS is promising to continue to fight this case in the courts, so this is not over. Abreu Garcia was freed after the federal judge overseeing the case, Paula Zinnes, ruled he's been unlawfully detained. Zinnes argued there is no final order for Abreu Garcia's removal from the U.S. This is a blow for the administration, which has implemented more immigration restrictions, and they say it's for the sake of national security.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. The U.S. has put sanctions on 6 more oil tankers after seizing the tanker in what Venezuela calls theft and piracy, which follows the U.S. operation blowing up suspected Venezuelan drug boats. When asked about potentially seizing more oil tankers, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says,
we're not going to stand by and watch sanctioned vessels sail the seas with black market oil, the proceeds of which will fuel narco-terrorism of rogue and illegitimate regimes around the world.
President Trump's trying to set up one set of federal rules to regulate artificial intelligence, wanting to block states' AI restrictions.
The whole point of this executive order is to keep the U.S. in first place in the AI race and prevent a patchwork of different state regulations from creating a system that would hamper progress, especially when it comes to startups. It gives the Attorney General broad authority to sue or withhold federal funding from states that don't support AI dominance with their regulation.
That's Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Some lawmakers in both parties oppose the president blocking state regulations. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Failure at the Senate on dueling plans for Obamacare. Democrats wanted to extend subsidies set to expire at the end of the year for millions of Americans. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says,
how can Republicans look themselves in the mirror knowing they have to go back home and tell people over the holidays, I voted to send your premiums up, Republicans are going to say.
But Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville tells Fox,
we all know that the Democrats destroyed our health care system. Obamacare has been a disaster for 15 years. But guess what? We haven't fixed it, and we got control. Now's the time for us to do something.
The GOP plan that also failed to advance would reform Obamacare, letting people use subsidies in health savings accounts. Tyler Robinson was in court in Utah for the first time in person 3 months after the Charlie Kirk assassination. He's charged with murder, and the hearing focused on potential media restrictions at trial.
Despite Judge Tony Graff's earlier ruling that Robinson's shackles could not be shown on camera, they were briefly seen on the video feed. His lawyers asked the judge to remove the camera from the courtroom, but he decided to have it moved across the room instead. The defense wants to ban cameras from the trial. Erica Kirk wants them there.
Fox's Alicia Cunha. Now an update on an ex-college football coach behind bars facing a possible assault charge.
Fired Michigan head coach Sharon Moore, expected in court today to be arraigned. He was relieved of his job over an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Moore arrested Wednesday, jailed at Washtenaw County Jail. Authorities have not released details other than to say Moore remains under investigation.
Fox's Jared Max. In the NFL,
Cousins goes the other way. Pitch. Can he handle it?
He did. ended, and Kyle Pitts caught another touchdown pass. He had 3 TDs, leading Atlanta to a 29-28 win over Tampa Bay on Amazon Prime Video. The Falcons won the game on a last-second field goal. On Wall Street, stock futures mixed. The day after the Dow surged to a record high. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 18 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. This news update is brought to you by the Stanley Center for the Arts. New information being released on a deadly fire in Rome that claimed 2 lives. Authorities identifying the victims as 61-year-old Gary Weidman Jr. and 76-year-old Christine Tuscher. Weidman was pronounced dead at the scene of Tuesday morning's blaze at the Countryside Apartments on Rome-Oriskany Road. Tuscher suffered severe burns and later passed away at Upstate Medical Center. More than a dozen tenants have been displaced by the fire. They are being assisted by the Red Cross. The cause of the fire still under investigation. Rome Mayor Jeff Lanigan will be in Rome City Court this morning to face a trial on a single charge of second-degree harassment. Lanigan faces that charge in connection with an allegedly physical dispute with former Rome Mayor Jim Brown. The incident occurred in the parking lot of Tayujiga Country Club in June. The charge Lanigan faces is a violation. A massive water main break in Ilion has left some residents with discolored water. Others have no tap water at all. The break occurred on Wednesday morning. Mayor John Stevens declaring a state of emergency. A boil water order is also in place. A former guard at the Marcy Correctional Facility has been released from custody as he tries to withdraw his guilty plea. David Walters was one of 10 officers indicted in connection with the brutal beating death of Robert Brooks last year. He accepted a plea deal that could have put him behind bars for up to 7 years, but his lawyer is claiming the judge changed his mind on a key part of that case. 2 fellow corrections officers who went on trial for murder were later acquitted. And Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon sharing his thoughts on that multi-million-dollar deal reached with an elderly widow. We discussed it earlier this week. The county approving the payment of $3 million to 91-year-old Azalea King to get her to leave her home on Caudenoy Road in Clay. McMahon says it's important to get King to move because any more delays could put the Micron technology project at risk. The company is planning to build a computer chip complex at the White Pine Commerce Park. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time is 8:08. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
More scattered snow showers today, but little additional accumulation across Oneida County. South of the Thruway has been where some of the heavier bands have set up so far this morning. But as we get into the afternoon and tomorrow, that focus is going to shift north with lake effect snow warnings back in effect with heavy snowfall, especially in Lewis County, Jefferson County, and points north up into the North Country. So scattered snow showers today, upper 20s. Tonight, snow showers and more snow showers likely through the weekend with bitter cold air coming in by late weekend. For the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Mostly cloudy skies, 18 degrees at 8:08. All right, from the IBEW 43 local sports desk, Thursday night football kicking off week 15 last night. The Falcons walk it off, a game-winning field goal, 29-28 your final, despite 19 penalties against Atlanta. The playoff picture will continue to take shape this weekend, a big showdown for the Buffalo Bills as they visit the New England Patriots. The Bills currently trail New England by 2 games in the AFC East. Elsewhere, the Chiefs are facing elimination when they host the Chargers on Sunday, and the Rams hope to stay hot as they host the Detroit Lions. The Giants claiming a former Bucs wide receiver off of waivers. The G-Men signing receiver Ryan Miller from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Giants will look to extend their 7-game winning streak. Why do I say that? Well, because they currently hold the top pick in the upcoming NFL draft. The Giants play the Commanders on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. The Jets could be forced to make another change under center. Head coach Aaron Glenn is yet to name a starting quarterback for this weekend, but with Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields both dealing with injuries, it's likely that undrafted rookie Brady Cook will play. The Jets visit the Jags coming up on Sunday afternoon. Syracuse basketball got a nice win tonight, taking down St. Joe's 71-63 last night. The Orange will play tomorrow as they take on Hofstra. NBA playoffs, NBA Cup finals, I should say. The Knicks will be looking to book their trip to Las Vegas. They'll play the Orlando Magic in the Cup semifinals this weekend. New York has won 8 of their last 9 games. The Utica Comets have won 3 of 4. They have a 4-game point streak going. The Comets are home for 2 this weekend.
Which is rare this weekend because of the Pioneers are on break. So
yes,
they're home tonight and tomorrow night.
The Comets tonight, 7 o'clock. They'll take on Hartford, and tomorrow's opponent is Springfield. And if I didn't mention it, the puck drops 7 o'clock both nights.
Okay, Davey, are we good? You got him. All right. I want to bring in Scott. And first of all, some comments.
Yes.
I know that Lance questioned my comment about the lack of democracy in the committee chair from the committee chair and the Republican committee, and he took offense to that, claiming...
Bill said anti-democracy. Okay, he says the anti-democracy talk sure sounds like a segment from The View or MSNBC, which is now MS Now.
Sounds like a typical guy with his head in the sand, Lance. Oh, boy.
Is that what we're resorting to now?
Listen, a duck is a duck. You call a duck. Sometimes the duck is a duck. The fact is, by removing Robert's rules, you remove all democratic processes that would make for a proper meeting for the Republican Party. If something removes democratic values, not Democrat as in the party, but as democracy, I think it's the responsibility of all of us to call it as it is. It has nothing to do with the current state of national politics, Lance. I'm sorry.
Lance also says he must be the football. So it's funny because Lance typically is very praiseworthy of Palmieri. And I think he's a fan of Katie Aiello. He's very critical of Tony Picenti. So he seems to lean on the Democrat side, talking about political affiliation. But here was his comment. Must be the football pick guy was banned from the show for his recent comments about Ryan Nobles. One thing is for sure, you lefties sure protect one another.
You're right. There, you're right, Lance. There, you're right. And by the way, on the line right now is Scott in Kirkville. That's who he's talking about. Hello, Scott. Good morning.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Sounds like Scott to me. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah, good morning, Scott.
Hey guys, the funny thing is that week, if you remember, I gave you about 12 picks, and basically all the games that we talked about, like in the college one, that was interesting. Teams that had to score a ton of points for beauty contests to try to get into the playoffs. It was interesting. So
what a weekend! What a weekend that was with upsets, and then of course your take on the Notre Dame Miami controversy. What do you think?
Okay. Here's the thing. We've talked about this beginning the season. Okay, Notre Dame's got their own rules. All right?
Yeah.
They don't want to be in a conference.
Right.
All right? But you know what the amazing part was? During the pandemic, where football was going to be canceled, all of a sudden, the ACC Southeast Conference decides we're going to play. Big Ten wasn't going to play. They realized, wait a minute, we're losing $20 million if we don't.
Yeah.
They only had half a season. Notre Dame had no schedule because all the independent teams bowed out.
Sure.
They joined the ACC that year to have a spot for the playoffs. So when they want the ACC, they want it.
Right.
And if you remember, they made the championship game. Clemson clobbered them, woodshedded them. And somehow Notre Dame still ends up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's when you had 4 teams.
Normally what happens is Notre Dame gets the nod even when they don't deserve it. So here they are and pouting like a child, for God's sake, saying, that's it. We're taking our ball. We're going home. No bowl game for you and for us. So interesting.
And here's the thing, was that this happened 2-3 years ago with Florida State, if you remember.
Yeah.
Florida State's undefeated, loses their quarterback. Everybody knows the quarterback's not coming back. They still had a game to play. The committee does not drop them past. This is when you have 4 teams.
Yeah.
They go and beat Florida. They're still 4th. Okay? So how do you go beat Louisville, the highest rated team playing in the championship beat them, and they get left off.
Right.
Everybody know it.
Okay, I listen for you today. I have one question and then 3 quick picks, and I'm really tight on time, and I totally apologize. But I will have to move on after that. But starting with, are you surprised with this Syracuse team? They are fun to watch. Obviously, St. Joe's is a good program, so we should not look at that as if that was the performance was not great. But good teams find ways to win.
March in the walkway be great. Around the car.
Your thoughts on Syracuse?
Well, they're a different team. I mean, this is what you do. You got 12 almost new teams. They want to run and gun. They want to be up tempo, and they want to shoot. So that's what they want out. The inconsistency, obviously, is a free throw shooting. You hit a guy that can't shoot free throws, actually won the game. I think it was 6 of 9 or something. And if he doesn't hit those 6, then so be it.
Yeah. All right.
So, it's good. It's
okay.
good.
They play Hofstra tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Yeah. By the way, Santa Claus doesn't like Twinkies. He'd rather have ho-hos instead. Just remember that.
Right. I believe there may be a prostitution punchline in there, maybe. Okay. Three picks. 3 picks for people. And by the way, you were on fire last week. You really were.
Yeah. Well, let's. Obviously, I'm more of a college guy. And especially playing real time, you can ask producer Dave. We did that actually with some basketball games last week. And
all right.
If you're looking for an angle, Michigan and Gonzaga and Purdue scored a ton of points. So we've been taking team totals with them, but you have to get up in the 80s. But I don't know until tomorrow. They don't really go out with that stuff. And pros, the 3 games that kind of pointed out to me that they have to win. Philadelphia, the over-under is only about 24-23, and they're playing the Raiders at 1 o'clock. Raiders have nothing to play for. East Coast, West Coast to East Coast. I think Philadelphia's going to score 23 on them.
All right.
Dallas is playing Minnesota. They've basically been over their team total every week because their defense is so lousy they have to. That's around 26. And Seattle it only scored 6 points at halftime. I believe they're playing Atlanta last week and ended up scoring 37. So those 3 team totals now, guys. Right. Team totals, not the totals, because who they're playing may not be able to score.
Team totals, okay. I see Manaski's taking notes, by the way. Okay, Scott, listen, happy holidays. We'll talk again next week, all right?
You guys. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you so much. Scott in Kirkville. It's the way I like that to move, Davey. It moves. I like it like that. Lance has a comment, however.
I just wanted to mention one more thing in sports before I forget. LH and Herkimer, don't forget to mention Army-Navy this weekend. Go Army. Lance says one thing Rozier and Trump may have in common is the same hairdresser.
I do like that. Listen, I want to say what, Davey?
Just a little side note, Jeff. We will be broadcasting the Army-Navy game tomorrow right here on WIBX,
nice.
starting at 2 o'clock.
Okay, pregame begins at 2.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, I want to make one comment. I have been talking about the car wash that never opened. We have become the community of car washes. Like, there are car washes everywhere now. I don't know what happened, but this is like the one over at the old Zeb's.
Yeah.
It opened yesterday.
Oh, did it?
I am shocked by this. It opened. Now, this is before COVID. This thing has been under construction. And at one point, I think they ran out of money. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. There was a sign that said, looking for investors. That would kind of give you the lead that maybe that's what happened. So yesterday, free car wash. They had a big the guy standing out there. The snow's
that's why
blowing.
they need investors.
The worst day in the world. Oh, listen to this. Worst day in the world to give out free car washes because everything was a mess, snowing all and blowing. It was terrible.
I seen the guy over there standing out there because I had to go to Hamilton to do a remote for Big Frog after the show.
This guy standing with a sign, practically being blown over. Anyway, I said to my wife, "What do you think? We'll go get a free car wash." And she said, all right, let's see. You've been talking about this thing for 5 years. Let's go. And there's a chamois at the end of this thing, a giant chamois that comes in and basically polishes your car. But I have one complaint. Free car wash. We drive up and the guy said, free car wash. I said, that means free, right? I get free car wash. He said, it does. However, for $9.85, If you pay that now, you will have 30 days of free car washes, and you could come 10 times a day and get your car washed. And I said, no catches? No catches. You pay the $9.85 now, you're good for 30 days. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And then, of course, they're getting your email address. They get your phone number. Nice for marketing down the road. I get it. I'm getting a free car wash. $9 and something. I'm going to get car washes all month long.
That's wild.
Well, then we're in the car wash, and the bubbles are all over us. And I turn the light on because it's kind of dark inside, and I begin to look at the receipt. And the receipt says, after 30 days, the charge will be $50 a month.
I was going to say, a lot of car washes are $17, $18 for one wash. The fact that you got 30 days for $9.85.
That's a good one.
So you're saying if you put it on a card, it becomes an automatic charge?
Automatic charge, $50 a month for unlimited. Now, I will cancel that at the end of the month. I already put it on my calendar. At day 28, I'm going to go in and I'm not going to spend $50 a month on car washes. Especially in the wintertime when you drive out and it's dirty all over again. But I will say they should be a little better at telling people there is no catch, but if you don't cancel, you'll be charged $50 a month. Yeah. I think the fact that they withheld that information is not cool, which I'm sorry. That's why I'm talking about it. A quick break. We'll come back. Tom Yurchek is in studio. And we're going to talk about IBX, 100 years. Scott Carr, former newsman here. Scott was a newsman here and was also my news guy over at Rock 107 when I first started there in 1989. Scott is a great talent and doing really well. Another great talent, Tim Roy, former host of Sports Watch here at WIBX, like Jeff Manaske was. Play-by-play guy for the Golden State Warriors. Some incredible talent has come out of this radio station over the course of the last 100 years, and we'll talk about that. Anything to add, feel free, 315-736-0186 at WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA. Plus, get an upgrade to triple pane windows for free. Minimum 3-window purchase. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 and get the triple pane upgrade free. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
Looking to slide into savings with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Then it's time to bundle up the deals at Steep Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. Check out their Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles, perfect for winter adventures, from holiday road trips to frosty morning commutes. Each vehicle is backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can lock in chilly cool rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on select Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles like Chevrolet Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, and Traverse. You'll drive away warm, confident in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. Don't wait. These winter savings will melt away soon. Head to Steet Ponte Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or at SteetPonteChevy.com. Customers must qualify for top-tier financing with GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by December 31st. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
So we've been celebrating this 100th, and we will continue to as time goes on. Tonight there's a gala, if you will, and a lot of people are in town. That includes Tom Yorchek. We'll talk more with him. Scott Carr coming up in a moment. Let me tell you, I have to get through a couple of key issues. River Hills Properties continues to be all about service in this community, and these are a lot of services that you may not find here normally with real estate, but you'll find around the country. That is, they never use the lockbox. Your listing agent, always there every time the house is shown. When we sold our home, it's exactly what we wanted. The only one we could find that would do that was River Hills. And our house sold in about a week in the valley, and we really appreciate everything that was done for us. It really lowers that stress level at River Hills Properties. It's the River Hills way. Now, they have offices in Barneveld, Little Falls, in Utica, Copenhagen to the north, Newport, and soon to come in Rome. They also have an office way down south, Sarasota, on the Gulf Coast of Florida, for those snowbirds considering moving on during the inclement months. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. The program also brought to you in part by the Good Feet Store. It is now here. The Good Feet Store has moved in, and it's all about eliminating the pain. You get a free fitting and test walk. No appointment is needed. Their arch supports are made in the USA. It's a 3-step system. You don't even know you're working on improving your step, but you are. It's all the process, and it can go into your regular shoes, or they'll provide shoes for you as well as part of the deal. It's a Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. No appointment is needed. And one more, with the weather we've been having, boy, the quality of your windows plays such a role, and New York Sash has you covered. Right now, they're running buy 2, get 1 free. It's buy 2 New York Sash windows, get 1 free. Their best deal that makes it easier and more affordable to finally replace those old, cold, inefficient windows. And when you say buy 2, get 1 free, there is no limit. It could be 10, get 5 free. Buy 20 New York Sash windows, get 10 free, and the list goes on. You can see them all in their showroom on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, or go online, NewYorkSash.com. Free, no-pressure quote. New York Sash, let their family take care of your family this winter. Tom Yorchek is in. You were talking about some of the businesses to remember. One of them would be, and it's so funny how it all ties together. One of them would be the Unwind Inn.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And on the TV spots, he would always be dressed as the fisherman, and
Yes.
he'd fall into the water. The son of Unwind Inn is New York Sash, and they made an enormous business, home improvement. So everything seems to connect. Any businesses you remember that aren't here anymore that you would say, boy, I miss?
Well, we were talking about it, and this has not only happened here in Utica, but all the other markets I've been in, Watertown, and now it's happened now in State College, Pennsylvania, is once the local ownership of a business is bought out.
Yeah.
And I noticed in this particular case, once the Carbones went away, that tremendous loss of the money that they support the local communities, the local churches.
Not just in advertising.
Not just in advertising.
Charitable work.
Charitable, and that's not replaced. The same thing happened in Watertown and is now happening in State College, where I knew for years and years all the owner car dealers, now they're all been bought out. Bobby Rahal out of Pittsburgh owns the Lexus dealerships and all, gone. And also the fact I'm glad to hear that White's Farm Supply and Clinton Tractor were two of my first on-air supporters, and they have done well and still continue to do well. So I knew the three original brothers of Clinton Tractor, which now the one son runs, and I see very successful.
Yeah, I mean, it's really grown tremendously.
But it really changes that, and you lose another connection to the community, and then you grow farther and farther apart from your community.
Yeah,
no reason to stay.
It really, having that local ownership plays so much of a role. I want to bring in former news director here, former news person at TLB and also Rock 107 when I was over there. Scott Carr. Good morning, Scott.
Keeler, I was trying to win that trivia question. Davey wouldn't let me on. He wouldn't let me on. Caller number 8.
We did
need that money, Keeler.
Years ago, we did a character called Mr. Stress, and Scott was Mr. Stress.
You know who, Scott, that impression sounds exactly like the leader of the elves in the claymation. Oh, you want to be a dentist?
That's where I got it from. That's where I got it. Herbie doesn't like to make toys.
Herbie doesn't like to make toys. Yeah.
That is so good.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. But that is the head elf.
I want to be a dentist. I think, Scott, we did a little of that back, a little parody of that back in the day. And Scott, here in studios, Tom Yorchek.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
Hey, Tom. I'm glad you could be there, and I sure wish I could be there in person. And I wish I could be at your gala tonight in Utica, because WIBX is a station I grew up with, waiting for the school closings. I don't even know who was doing the news back then. But I'm proud to have been a small part of the history of WIBX. Tom, I have to thank you for getting me on the staff. He had no idea Phil Stern would one day arrive to lower the standards of the station. It was great fun while it lasted. My leaving IBX is not a story. The first time is not a story I care to repeat. But Tom probably doesn't remember. I started interning at WIBX in 1978. I was a fresh-faced 16-year-old.
Yep, I remember.
Hank Brown was there. Hal Muthig was there.
Muthig was doing the news.
Who was the news director back then, Tom? It was Dave.
Well, there were several. There was Dave Miller before he left, and then we had a gentleman named White. He came in for a little bit. He was an excellent writer and news director. Because I was reading the news on the news with Hal Muthig, David Hurd, who's now retired and down in Florida, and myself. We were the three news voices in the morning. And then another gentleman whose wife was at the Air Force Base at Griffiths also came in. Mark, I forget his last name. He was on some of the publicity. He had a great voice. So, and Scott,
so did Hal Muthig.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Scott is just one example. The tremendous talent I was associated with. Those years you could not. Incredible.
And Scott, you've gone on to you're in the Baltimore area, I believe, and you've gone on to work for some big companies over the years.
Closer to Washington, D.C. I worked downtown D.C. for a lot of years with Bloomberg Radio. That was a trip and a half. Very, very high-profile professional group of folks down there.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of money, let me tell you.
I guess.
NBC News Radio is what I'm still doing. And after I'd met him interning back in 78.
Yeah.
And he was one of my reporters for a while. Small world at WIBX when I was news director in the early 2000s before I left.
Yeah. Just some, do you have any moments, any big stories that ring out for you, Scott, over these years?
Working at WIBX?
Yeah.
Well, the St. Pat's the St. Patrick's Day
Parade.
event was always interesting. And
That was
I had great
enormous.
fun bringing my son Ethan along with the crew and going down Genesee Street along with the dump trucks and the large the snow and the cold. I don't miss that so much though.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a much nicer climate right now.
Oh,
We've been hammered,
well,
hammered so far this year.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, you have my sympathy, Bill. But I also wanted to mention that I had some of the most fun I've ever had on the radio was with you, Bill, other folks at the former Rock 107, including a couple of guys who also worked at WIBX, a very young Brad Davies.
Yeah.
He was our intern for a while, wasn't he?
Brad started as an intern, went to Whitesboro and then to Herkimer. Herkimer Community College, the radio and television program, became an intern. We used and abused him, and then ultimately became my partner, if you will, on the air, and then came over here and did a tremendous job on Sports Watch. Went to Wham in Rochester, and then off to Houston. So he did very, very well for himself.
Sure
And Brad
did.
X
And we
as
also
well.
had
Yeah.
a lot of fun with Brad and a lot of fun with my former office mate over at Rock 107 WTLB, Jim Jackson.
Yes.
You remember the morning we spiked there? We put ketchup in the jelly donuts, and the sales staff didn't realize it. And Bill, the head of sales, comes in. He takes one bite of the jelly donuts filled with ketchup, and he's like, "Argh!"
And we want to thank the I believe it might have been Hemstrats that put that together for us.
And I also want to say, Bill, I want to say that I'm glad that you're there to continue WIBX's legacy of community involvement. That is, to me, and I know you guys agree with me, that's at the core of the WIBX legacy, and I hope it continues to be a core of the station's mission going forward.
Yeah, I believe it will. I think that the giving back part is not just a decision; it should be an obligation.
Right, but I know you take that seriously, Bill.
Yes.
You're actually one of the few folks I had the pleasure to work with who I'd say does take that seriously in Utica, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Tom would be another one, but that's the big takeaway from WIBX is that we were always involved with what was going on in the valley or wherever, somewhere local.
Yeah. Well, listen, Scott, pleasure talking with you. I hope that when you're in town, you stop in and you're always welcome to sit in with us. And we had some great times there. Mr. Stress, the great character that you had developed, and it was all good stuff. So.
Well, fun. I'll be back next time I come in. I'll stop in for sure, Bill.
All right. Thanks, Scott. We appreciate it.
Have fun tonight, guys.
All right. Scott Carr, who you'll be able to hear, you could be driving along, listening to a newscast on NBC radio or some of the other. In fact, there's another service that he works for that he winds up on air that you might hear here even in Utica. Scott Carr, great talent. Quick break. Manansky has news coming right up at WIBX.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose Hospice Care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Bill, we have mostly cloudy skies, 19 degrees, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:40. This news update is brought to you by the Stanley Center for the Arts. Rome Mayor Jeff Lanigan will be in city court this morning to face a trial on a single charge of second-degree harassment. Lanigan faces that charge in connection with a dispute with former Rome Mayor Jim Brown, which may have allegedly turned a bit physical. The incident occurred in the parking lot of the Teujica Country Club in June. The charge Lanigan faces is a violation. A massive water main break in Ilion, leaving some residents with discolored water. Others have no tap at all. The break occurred Wednesday morning. Mayor John Stevens declaring a state of emergency. A boil water order is also in place. President Trump wishing a Merry Christmas to both Republicans and Democrats. Lawmakers from both parties attended Trump's congressional ball at the White House last night. The 79-year-old president used the occasion to tout his administration's economic accomplishments and also wished the crowd a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. The U.S. announcing new sanctions aimed at Venezuela. Those sanctions announced Thursday target 6 crude oil tankers and the shipping companies linked to them, as well as the 3 nephews of President Nicolas Maduro's wife. The announcement comes after the U.S. seized an alleged sanctioned oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. A federal appeals court is blocking the release of individuals detained by ICE in Chicago for the time being. A federal judge last month ordered the release of hundreds of detainees on bond. However, the Trump administration appealed that ruling. The case centers around whether the government violated a consent decree banning warrantless arrests. And pretrial evidence hearings will resume today in Manhattan for alleged CEO killer Luigi Mangione. More Pennsylvania police officers are expected to testify today about how Mangione's arrest came to be and how that search was handled. Defense lawyers are trying to get the judge to toss evidence, arguing a warrant was needed in order to search his backpack. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:42. Here's a look at a chilly Weather Center forecast.
More scattered snow showers today, but little additional accumulation across Oneida County. South of the Thruway has been where some of the heavier bands have set up so far this morning. But as we get into the afternoon and tomorrow, that focus is going to shift north with lake effect snow warnings back in effect with heavy snowfall, especially in Lewis County, Jefferson County, and points north up into the North Country. So scattered snow showers today, upper 20s. Tonight, snow showers and more snow showers likely through the weekend with bitter cold air coming in by late weekend. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Yeah, cloudy and 19 at 8:43. And Bill, he didn't mention it specifically, but we could be single digits or near zero again when we start the work week again on Monday.
Again. Yeah. This is all we talked about almost a month ago, saying that this collision between La Nina and the polar vortex, which would take that cold air from around the North Pole and split it basically in half and push it down over Europe and down into North America, even down as low as places like Florida and Texas. And it's exactly what's happened for the month. It's cold.
Yeah,
this
it
is
is.
not fun. All right, I have one little public service that I think is very interesting. There's so much that you can get online whether it be TikTok or YouTube or Facebook. And sometimes these are good tips. Other times they can be really, really bad. Have you seen the latest hack to allow you to clear off and make sure your windshield is clear when it comes to cold and ice? It is.
So I glanced at the headline, but I think this is misleading because that wasn't what my take was.
Prior to a storm, you would take a potato, cut it, and then take the raw part of the potato and basically create a film all over the windshield.
Yeah.
And then when it gets very, very cold and there's ice and snow, the ice just comes right off. Turns out, according to auto experts, you might want to do a little research before you try this. The tip is actually more of a prank. What really happens, the thin film that's left behind is actually harder to remove than ice, they say.
Ooh.
It could cause irreparable damage to your windshield wipers. That, in turn, could prove to be costly, that the next time you just go to clean off with soap or whatever in your windshield, it just doesn't work. They're saying instead, try a mixture of rubbing alcohol, water, and dish soap, or cover your windshield with cardboard or garbage bag the night before an ice storm, and you'll be in a much better place. My suggestion is build a stinking garage.
Yeah, right. If your car's covered.
That'll fix it every single time. We'll break and get back with Tom Yorchek next to WIBX.
Hi, everyone. It's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
Firestone Winter Force tires are designed to deliver impressive handling on snow, ice, and in wet weather conditions. Whether you have a coupe, sedan, wagon, or minivan, Winter Force tires let you drive with confidence, and you still get the comfortable driving experience you've come to expect from Firestone. Winter, you've met your match. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Available at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Clue, live on stage. The uproarious new play based on the hit movie and classic game. Murder and blackmail are on the menu when 6 mysterious guests assemble for a dinner party. Was it Mrs. Peacock in the study with the knife, or perhaps Colonel Mustard in the library with the wrench? This fast, furious, and funny whodunit will leave you dying of laughter. Clue, live on stage.
December 14th and 15th at the Stanley Theater. Visit BroadwayUtica.org today.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, in studio this morning is Tom Yorchek, and I know you want to touch on a couple of quickies, and then we'll go to our next guest here, who is a big-time product out of WIBX. Tom.
Well, hey, thanks for the opportunity. I just want to say Utica's my home. That's where my kids are from. But my success is not due to me. It's the incredible people I was surrounded with through all the years, no matter where I was. And someone told me one time, which I really took to heart when I became a manager, 2 things. I would never treat people like I was treated coming up.
Yeah.
And always hire people that are smarter than you and don't agree with you. You've got to have that combination.
And that's missing today.
Yes. And then finally, you got Tim Roy coming up. We have Tim Roy, Danny Klingscale, Jim Jackson, who I was associated with here. When I was in State College, I came across a kid with a fabulous voice. He was in high school. I gave him 3 years on my stations, and he did all the calling for Penn State. And that was Mike Conte, who Tim has bumped into.
Yeah.
He's now does a lot for the Atlanta Hawks, and he's with CBS. Where is the next group coming up? Because the IBXs, the TNYs, the MAJs in State, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah. And then the overnight shift, the night shift, the weekends, where those young people were learning the trade, and you'd be like, this kid is really good on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
He was always next in line, or she was always next in line.
I had a young lady who worked part-time when she went to Penn State, and I heard her. What a voice.
Yeah.
And turned around, and I gave her weekends, this and that, and she ended up, I forget her name now, she was our midday woman on Beaver 103. Now has her own voice company.
Yeah.
And her name is Shannon, and you can incredible voice.
Yeah.
But she had 3 years with me and went on. And it's just those stations are gone.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where we all go from here. On the line right now is a legendary former Sports Watch host, now with the Golden State Warriors, Tim Roy. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. The only broadcaster that would get me up at 5 in the morning is Tom Yurchak.
That's right. Hey, Tim, I just want
for those who don't know, I'm on the West Coast, so it's pretty early here.
It is early, and yes.
Other than a backup hockey announcing and basketball, the first sportscast I ever did was on Tom Yurchak's Farm Show.
That's right. We did.
Wow.
And I just want to say this real quick. I used him in I taught for 10 years at the Baldessera College Communications, and I pointed out Tim Roy's success, Danny Klink's, and I'm telling these kids, are you willing to sacrifice?
Yeah.
Put everything on the line like Tim Roy did. If you don't got the passion to do it, or you don't, then you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You got to be like Tim.
Yeah, Tim, go ahead.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say real quick was the other thing is you have to be. Tom left me a note after that first sportscast. It was an attaboy note. I still have it. It's in my scrapbook.
Wow.
Because it really made a difference for me. And you guys were just talking about all the great people. We had great people at IBX, and they were all nurturing, and they all grow and flourish. From Tom Yurchak to Tom Coyne to Mark Warner to whomever. They all kind of pushed me in that direction, and without that, I wouldn't be the broadcaster I am, and I've done the things I've done.
Yeah. I seem to recall you, I think I have this memory right, calling Blue Sox games.
Oh, yeah.
And I was an 18-year-old in Little Falls calling the Little Falls Mets games, and we would oftentimes be in the same press box. And I was horrific. You were amazing, and I just had so much envy. So,
Little Falls was a great yard, by the way. I loved going there.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great place to do a game.
Great play. I mean, at one point they said it was the third best playing service in baseball in New York State, behind obviously Yankee Stadium and Shea at the time. So, but any memories you have of here, Tim?
Well, first of all, the fact that there's no stations like that anymore. Where you can do everything.
Yeah.
I did everything from tower, whatever. It was unbelievable training, and I have great memories. Still have the 60th anniversary coffee cup. It's around here somewhere that they gave us back in the 80s. And just so many people. In fact, here's a crazy one. We used to have Edith Way, the head secretary at the station.
Yeah.
Her son lives about a mile from me, right here. So I ran into him. He goes, "Yeah, I think you knew my mom because of Edith." And what? How did they?
That is so wild. Yeah. It is such a small world, right? It's crazy.
It is. It is a small world.
Go ahead. We are just so you know, we are having a problem with the phone is cutting out, and I realize, for God's sakes, we got you up at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is there, and I just think that you were one of, and so many great names came out of here. You're one of those great names.
Well, everybody from Lee Hamilton, who was instrumental in my career, and I hired Jim Jackson. We just had so many good people there, and it was a great area to grow up at. I became a man college there and worked afterwards, and all my, all the success that I've had, came from that base. Without IBX, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today, and there's no question about that.
Well, Tim, we appreciate it. If you're ever back this way, we would love to have you come in studio or get you on the phone. And I do appreciate you getting up early here for us this morning as the radio station celebrates 100 years. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it, and let's get back in touch.
All right, sounds good, Tim.
Hey, take care, Tim.
Thank you.
Yep.
Technology is wonderful until it isn't. And that's such a disappointment because I've looked so forward to speaking to him. But I have to tell you, as a young kid, and he was young himself, probably 4 or 5 years older than me, but hearing him call a game, and baseball, and I'm pretty sure he called those games alone, which is not easy to do without a color person because you're doing play-by-play and in one of the slowest moving games you could broadcast. He had to do both.
He did everything.
He
was the chief engineer, chief bottle washer,
Yeah.
chief technician. That's very true. It was a one-man show.
Yeah, and you needed that back then because you're going out and you're setting up your own broadcasts.
Yep.
You needed to be able to have that knowledge.
I have here, I don't know if you know this, but Tim Roy was a 2013 inductee into the Utica University Pioneers Hall of Fame. And whatever feeds from my laptop to your board, I don't know if you can pull it up on there, but I have him calling Utica University Sports, then Utica College
Hi,
Sports.
everyone. This is Tim Roy for Sports Radio 95 WIBX. This year, Utica College is graduating 6 seniors, 6 players who have helped Utica College make the transition from Division III to Division I basketball. 4 of the 6 were around from the very beginning in the early Division I days, those being Wallace Williams, Jim McLaughlin, Keith Walker, and DJ Carstensen. Andy Coleman and Dave Smith joined the party a little bit later, transferring in from Tulane and Allegheny Community College, respectively, and they have contributed in their own way as well.
Pretty amazing. Had a little accent there that he's completely, we're all
That's
taught.
that New Englander, and he's from Boston. He's from the Connecticut area.
Okay, all right, that's so cool. Well, Tom, it is first of all, when we told you that we would be doing this 100th, you just stepped up, took the bull by the horns, and helped us get in touch with all of these people from the past. And you really, we couldn't have pulled all this off without you. So we appreciate it.
Well, I couldn't have pulled it off without your dedication. We got together, and I was there so long. I'm so old now,
Yeah.
But but it's true. Once I'm gone, as I tell my kids, you better.
Yeah.
So they're learning quite. I think my son Michael's living in Meadville right now. He's a Social Security guy.
Yeah.
Is that once it's gone, and so I truly appreciate it, and I got to share a lot of things that Bill can now put in the WIBX.
We'll grab a little of that and archive it tonight as well because we'll have a get together tonight. But it really is an honor to be a part of the legacy of this 100 years, and I know you feel the same way.
Like I said, I've been for WIBX and Utica. I owe Utica everything.
Pretty awesome. We're on a bit of a resurgence here now, which is about time. It's been a long run, but things seem to be happening.
And that's credit to you. My kids even listen online now. So
that's pretty awesome.
Got 2 more listeners.
Got it. Love it.
All
right. Tom Yurchek, that is awesome. A couple things before we get out of here this morning. Tune into the 2025 Keeler in the Morning Christmas Eve extravaganza. This is like an old-time variety show in 2025. Everything from celebrities and live music and comedy and Mark Butler's version of comedy, the mayor of Newport. And it's sponsored by the Utica Thing. It's a Utica Thing restaurant and bar. Catering. Have your holiday party catered by It's a Utica Thing. For the best in foods and pastas, salads, chicken riggies, greens, tomato pie, and the list goes on. It is so good. I'm never going to hit that. It is so good. It's a Utica Thing. And you can visit their restaurant on Leland Ave in North Utica. You can go to their website and have their sauce, as they call it, the marinade sauce or the chicken riggy sauce, sent anywhere in the country. And it is the most Utica authentic sauce you're going to see. Thank you, Davey. It's a UticaThing.com, or call them for catering. They'll cater your party at 315-738-8946. And Steep Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Save on the new Mazda lease or enjoy 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 CX-70s, 90s, 5s, 50s, and the list goes on. 2.9% APR on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. Let's make your deal on a Steep Pawnee Mazda. And let me do one more, and we'll say goodbye. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, they're adding Dr. Sharon Mattern. She's originally from Sequoia. She's coming back home and joining the Falcon Clinic. And now, as a result, they have the staff where they can accept new patients if you're in need of a new family doctor or just some assistance like their OMT, the osteopathic manipulation treatment. It's all there at the Falcon Clinic with Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Zielinski. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, 315-507-4751. Adding anything?
What a week. We'll cap it off tonight.
What a week. Be safe this weekend. We're back on Monday.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He's free and will stay free for now. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We are all Kilmer. We are all Kilmer.
That's outside an office in Baltimore this morning, supporting Kilmar Abreu Garcia, who went to the ICE office for a check-in the morning after a federal judge ordered him released from custody. He said through an interpreter,
I want to tell everybody who is also suffering family separation, God is with you. This is a process. Keep fighting.
While Abreu Garcia was at the ICE office, that same judge this morning issued another order that immigration officials cannot re-detain him today, and he just left that office. As the Trump administration keeps trying to deport Abreu Garcia, who was mistakenly sent to El Salvador in March, then returned to the U.S. in June, now charged with human trafficking, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt insists.
He is a proven human trafficker. He is a proven gang member. The administration has evidence of that. And as you saw from the Department of Homeland Security, they issued a statement saying they'll continue to fight this legal battle in court.
When he was deported, Abreu Garcia was with alleged Venezuelan gang members. And the U.S. keeps cracking down on Venezuela, sanctioning 6 more oil tankers after seizing one this week, following the military operation blowing up drug boats off the coast. Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen demands more information, worried President Trump will get us into a war.
What is the purpose of this war? It seems to be, does he want the oil? Does he want to stop it? We don't know what he wants.
Iran has just arrested a Nobel Peace Prize winner again. 2 years after Narges Mohammadi was awarded the prize while imprisoned for her activism in Iran against the oppression of women. Parts of Washington state remain under deep water in a flooding disaster that has led to rescues and thousands of evacuations as swollen rivers in the state keep rising.
This situation is unpredictable. It's dangerous. We don't know what exactly will happen when those floodwaters come through.
Emergency Management Director Robert Ezell. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA. Plus, get an upgrade to triple pane windows for free. Minimum 3-window purchase. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 and get the triple pane upgrade free. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Looking to slide into savings with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Then it's time to bundle up the deals at Steep Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. Check out their Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles, perfect for winter adventures, from holiday road trips to frosty morning commutes. Each vehicle is backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can lock in chilly cool rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on select Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles like Chevrolet Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, and Traverse. You'll drive away warm, confident in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. Don't wait. These winter savings will melt away soon. Head to Steep Ponte Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or at steeppontechevy.com. Customers must qualify for top-tier financing with GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by December 31st. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Don't overpay for your next mattress at Mattress Express. With our guaranteed lowest price program, we will beat any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry, and within 90 days of purchase, if you see it advertised for less, bring it to our attention and we will refund the